Phases.
When we look at the moon in the sky, it seems to have a different shape each night. All the different shapes together are called the phases of the moon. It takes nearly a month to see all the phases.
The moon seems to change shape because we see only the part that has sunlight shining or reflecting on it.
The moon reflects sunlight off the part of the moon that faces the sun. The part of the moon that does not face the sun is dark. It is the amount of the sunlit side of the moon that we see from Earth that makes the phases. We see different amounts of the moon's lighted part as it orbits around Earth. The moon's trip around the Earth takes about 29 days. As the moon moves, the position of the sun and the Earth also change.
The darkness is not due to Earth's shadow. It's because the lit side of the moon is facing away from Earth. Pretend that this ball is the moon, the light is the sun, and you are the Earth. Each night, we see more and more of the lit part of the moon facing Earth until we see the whole moon. Then, more and more of the dark part of the moon faces the Earth until we don't see the moon at all. Then, the process of moon phases starts all over again.
Although a full moon seems bright on a clear night, a whole sky of moons would be only about a fifth as bright as the sun. When the moon goes through the phases, sometimes the lighted side appears to get bigger. When this happens, we say the moon is waxing. When the moon is waxing, the lighted side is on the right. But sometimes the lighted side appears to get smaller. Now we say the moon is waning. When the moon is waning, the lighted side is on the left.
The moon is waxing. Now it's waning.
The different phases of the moon have names. New moon. When the moon is between the sun and the earth, only the dark half of the moon faces toward Earth, so you cannot see the moon in the sky. A few nights after the new moon, a thin crescent appears on the right side. This crescent waxes or gets bigger until you see a half moon or first quarter moon. About a week after the new moon, the moon looks like a half circle. The first quarter moon continues to wax until it becomes a full circle. This is called a full moon. Nearly 1 week after the half moon, we can see all of the lighted part, and the moon looks like a complete circle. The moon has moved to a point where the Earth is between the moon and the sun. A few nights after the full moon, the moon starts to get smaller again. It wanes. It continues to wane until it becomes a half moon or a third quarter moon. The moon looks like a half circle again, only the lighted side is now on the left. It continues to wane until it is back to a new moon, and the process starts all over again.
The word moon and month come from the same base word mona. That's because it takes almost 1 month for moon phases to occur.
Sometimes, during a full moon, the sun, earth, and moon line up in a way that causes a lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is when the moon passes into the shadow of the earth. During the new moon phase, a different eclipse can occur. A solar eclipse happens when the earth passes into the shadow of the moon.